Hi all, welcome to the Marquee Matchups for the 28th of April. Plenty routes to cover this week. It's a bit hard in terms of what to expect, mainly because due to the lack of leagues and actual big games, so it could be quite an interesting week ahead. So if you can smash likes, be awesome, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at GTheLegend, all the links are down below for playlists in the channel and social media links as always, and check out Fudge FC, he helped me this week for the overlays just due to the lack of time I had, so massive thanks to him. So Nice versus PSG is the first route of the week, and I fancy this quite heavily. Mainly because it is like the top two in France. You're probably going to need one or even two Nice players. This could be one of these kind of routes where it could go from 1 and 1, or you can even go as many as 3 players, so keep that in mind. That's why I've put to 2 and 2 just to kind of cover my back. 95k, 78, 79 overall rating is probably what you're expecting. 5 to 9k for cost and 7 out of 10 for likelihood. Premium Electrum pack, that seems to be the pack of choice just now. Besiktas versus Fenerbahce, another good shout this week. Since Galatasaray and Fenerbahce didn't appear last week, this could be the alternative this week. One player from both teams. This could even be another one of like 3, which would be not a problem. 5 or 6 nationalities. I doubt they'll go Turkish players as a option. 90k at least, 78 overall, 5 to 7k for cost. It could even push to 8-9k depending on what route you go, and a decent pack, like 25k pack. 6 out of 10 could even be 7 because of last week. Lazio Roma, another good shout this week. Should be kind of guaranteed in a sense, but time will tell. Of course, it is kind of like the biggest game in Italy this week coming. One player from both teams, 11 from the Calcio, a 95k, 79 overall, could even push to 80. They could really be overkill with this, so keep that in mind. I can easily tweak it up to 80, it wouldn't be a problem. 5 to 8k for cost, and if it goes to 80 then you're pushing towards that 10-12k barrier. Decent reward, 15k, maybe even a 25k pack. 7 out of 10 for likelihood, good shout. CSK versus Spartak. This is a Moscow derby. It's one of the first I think that I've had for a wee while. It's been a lot of the kind of like Moscow versus St. Petersburg kind of derbies, but this could be an interesting one. It's probably going to be like 3 players from Spartak and CSK collectively, 11 from the Russian league, 5 nationalities, 90k, 78 overall. They might make it quite high, or they might not even put an overall. It might help ease the cost a little bit. Despite saying that it's 6 to 10k just now, it's quite expensive. 47k reward Electrum players pack, so keep that route in mind. Espanyol versus Barca, I don't think will happen despite being a Barca derby. Both stadiums aren't too far away if you've ever been to Barcelona, but one from both teams, 5 nationalities. Could even be an emphasis on Spanish players, so keep that in mind as well. I have around 5 or 6 Spanish. I've got 5 Spanish players, could easily put more in if required. 79 overall, 6 to 10k for cost. It is relatively expensive if you were to go and build it just now, because the Barca players are exceptionally expensive. And 5 out of 10, it's kind of probably the least likely route I fancy this week, just because of the routes out there this week. Granada, Malaga, same applies to that. You probably going to need 2 players collectively from this. It will be like 1 and 1 or 2 players. 11 from the league, 90k, 78 overall, 6 to 10k for cost. It depends how you want to put together. Gold players back, like I think it's the 25k ones, and a 5 out of 10 for likelihood. You'd kind of build like a lesser version of the Espanyol Barca version, but you might not need too many rare players to kind of bulk it up in a sense. You might want a few just to kind of cover that option. Then Toronto Vancouver is another big show. This for me looks like the lesser route of the week. My recommendation for this is look at Atlanta and Minnesota United for players. Use those players to build the route up. I've used quite a lot of Atlanta players, mainly because they're actually decent ratings in decent positions. If that option isn't applicable to this and you can go bronzes and silvers, then I would recommend just other routes altogether. But 2 players from the team, 11 from maybe the league, 4 rare players, 8 to chemistry. If there's an overall rating, 73 to 75, 5 to 8k cost, and 7 out of 10 for likelihood. Celtic Rangers is my last route of the week. Because the Old Firm are playing for the 2nd week in a row, this has an option of appearing. We've had it twice before though, so keep that in mind that this might not be necessarily a route that does crop up. My 2 shouts for players to kind of throw in are Gamboa and Clint Hill, just because of their respective ratings and also their costs. but you need 1 player from both teams, 1 from the Premiership, Scottish Premiership, 3 rares, 5 nations, 67 overall rating, 36k for cost, and decent reward. Might get 15k pack, but it's a 5 out of 10 likelihood. That's the only killer about it. But hope you find this useful. As always, let me know in the comments down below what you fancy for this week's marquee matchups. Remember to smash like, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at GTheLegend, and I will catch you all later.